Are you prepared to die? Oh, no. Me neither, but I'm gonna clean as if I am. If I died today, I honestly don't think this would make my family happier. Swedish Death Cleaning says I'm getting rid of it. Why is this so hard? Swedish Death Cleaning. I bet that sounds exciting to you, huh? No? Well, good, because it's not about you. Death cleaning is for the living, despite the word death being in it. Now, I'm not saying you're gonna die soon, but one day you will. We all will. And you know who will have to deal with all of our belongings? Someone else. Maybe our kids, our spouse, our siblings. Someone will have to deal with all of the stuff we have accumulated over the past 70 to 90 years. And let's face it, we have too much stuff. An LA Times article in 2014 revealed that there are 300,000 items in the average American home. That's a lot of items to go through. And honestly, it's not fair to our kids to wait and make them do it. I mean, losing a loved one is hard enough. But this book shows us how we can clean now in a way that will save our family a lot of pain later. As Margareta Magnusson said, do not ever imagine that anyone will wish or be able to schedule time off to take care of what you didn't bother to take care of yourself. No matter how much they love you, don't leave this burden to them. Who's this Margareta Magnusson, you may ask? Oh, well, she's the woman who wrote this book. The Gentle Art of Swedish Death Cleaning. I can't help it, okay? This title forces you to say it like that. Even the guy who was checking out my book at the library repeated it in a British accent. You try. Try to say it normal. See, you can't. All right, so we talked about who Swedish Death Cleaning is for, but what exactly is Swedish Death Cleaning? Well, it's where you go through your stuff and get rid of things you don't want or need anymore, but in an intentional way. So it's not just about decluttering. It's about being thoughtful in your decisions on what to keep and what to let go of. You're thinking about your family and friends who will have to deal with your things when you're gone. What will actually help them and what will just create more stress for them. It's about leaving behind things that are meaningful and useful and not just a pile of junk. I mean, yeah, maybe you loved collecting seashells as a teenager, so you've held on to them all these years. But will your kids really be happier to receive a big box full of them when you're gone? This is the mindset we want to have throughout this process. I know this book may seem depressing, but it's really not. This woman is actually hilarious. I laughed multiple times. And while Margareta speaks on cleaning up for the benefit of others, she mentions that this can also benefit us too. Less clutter means less stress and more room for things that truly matter, like Netflix and ice cream. Of course. What were you guys thinking? Oh, hey guys. So now that we know what Swedish Death Cleaning is, where do we start? Well, lucky for us, Margareta not only tells us where to start, but also tells us where not to start. She says to never start with photographs, letters, or sentimental items. That is a recipe for giving up quickly. Instead, she encourages you to start in the basement, the attic, or the cupboard by the door. Why? Because there's a lot of things that we've probably forgotten about in these areas that could be more easily given away or thrown out. So let's get started. Here we go. When Swedish Death Cleaning, grab the whole box. It's going down.
Meet me in the mall. It's going down. Meet me in the club.
Oh, did I forget to mention that my friend Robyn is also Swedish Death Cleaning with me? Whoops.
You forgot to mention me?
No.
What are you doing? Stop that!
Don't worry. I'll bring her back later. Okay, so now I'm in my basement and I'm ready to get started. In the book, Margareta recommends making 4 piles: giveaway, throwaway, keep, and move. But I'm gonna add in a pile for selling as well. Why not make a little bit of money back? So let's see what I can find. I feel like I could probably sell this for $5. $5 is $5. There's my sell pile. I also sold a couple things that very day on Facebook Marketplace. I'm sad that I have to sell my cat fountain. But the cats kept knocking it over and I was having to clean up water every day, so there's really no use keeping it. Hi. One thing gone, $15 made. I also sold my coffee table and made $50. $65 made so far. Not bad for a Monday. I know it's fun for the cats, but it just drove me crazy. Toys that have proven to be useless. Alright, here it is, my first challenge. Let's see how I do. This is the cutest little backpack. You can fit your stuffed animal in it. I kind of want to keep it. Okay, since I'm struggling, I'm going to ask her question, which is, will anyone I know be happier if I save this? Will the baby be happier if I save this? I think she will. I'm going to keep it. I don't know if you could ask that question for kids' toys, because I think the answer will always be yes. Hey, I'm following the rules. Yes, I am. As long as I don't keep it until she's 25. Or 6. Whew, okay, I just had to put the camera up for a minute, in case my mom's watching. Oh, hi, Mom. I love DVDs. Why do we hold on to so many DVDs? I mean, what am I even saving this for? When am I ever going to watch Full House again? And if I do, I'm just going to watch it on Hulu or Netflix. I literally have no use for these DVDs. If I died today, I honestly don't think this would make my family happier. I don't think they'd keep them. I think they'd eventually have to go through them all and get rid of it themselves. So I think I'm going to finally let them go. Even though John Stamos is incredibly hunky. I don't know why, but Jordan seemed very eager to get rid of that one. Ah! I'm going to text my neighbors to see if they want that fun little tool set. Because my son is totally grown out of it. Hey, I'm getting rid of this tool set. Do you want it for your son? ? The neighbor said no. And I'm actually glad they did. Sometimes people offer us things just to clear out their homes, and we accept because we don't want to hurt their feelings. But in her book, she talks about how we should just be honest and say, no thank you. It's better that this tool set goes to someone who actually will love and use it. Dollar Tree mats. I literally paid $1 each for these. And they just sit in my basement. Swedish Death Cleaning says I'm getting rid of it. Scraps of wallpaper. Useless scraps of wallpaper. How is this gonna help me? That's a piece of my ceiling light. Why is it down here? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm on my 4th bag. One thing I've noticed is that watching your donation bags grow is very rewarding. It feels really good to get this stuff out. Like I'm unburdening myself. Forget about the kids. This is making my quality of life better. And speaking of making your quality of life better, you should subscribe to my channel. I make videos for those who are struggling to keep a clean home and just need a little bit of motivation, encouragement, and a lot of laughter. But this next scene may not make you laugh. I'm sorry. While sorting through the toys, I came across this orange dinosaur. The very first dinosaur my son ever played with. It was his favorite. He would play with it for hours every single day. So when I pulled it out, it felt sentimental, and my first instinct was to keep it. But since he no longer plays with it and it would just sit in a tote unused, I knew I needed to let it go. So what the author suggests in this situation is to spend one last moment with the item. Reflect on the memories, the joy it brought, and the feelings you had at the time of that memory. So that's what I did. I took a moment to remember my little boy playing with his favorite dinosaur. I smiled and I felt all of the emotions, and then I placed it in my donation bag. And now I just hope it'll find its way to another sweet little boy who will enjoy it just as much. Death cleaning is certainly not just about things. If it were, it would not be so difficult. All of the things in our home tell some kind of story. They tell of our adventures, they tell of our dreams, they tell of our history, they tell of our triumphs and challenges. They tell what we love, what we enjoy, what we crave. This is why Swedish Death Cleaning is so important. It allows us to reflect on these items, the stories they tell, and decide which ones will truly matter to our family. By being intentional about what we keep and what we let go of, we can make sure that the people we love most are left with only the items that tell the best and most important stories of our lives and theirs. Is my son gonna want every piece of art he ever made from kindergarten? Probably not. But maybe he might want the first drawing he ever made of our family. This may hold a special place in his heart, as long as I don't include 30 more drawings of future family portraits. I really loved Swedish Death Cleaning. I loved her book. I loved this method of cleaning, which gave me the freedom to just let go of things that I had been holding on to for years. I continued Swedish Death Cleaning the rest of my house in my own time. I didn't film it because I did it in short, quick periods of time during those rare moments that the kids were actually playing good together, but I death cleaned my dining room, bedroom, all of my clothes, a little bit in the kids' rooms too, and I'm not even done yet. But I can finally open my drawers and have room to put things away. And that's all I really ever want when it comes to decluttering, just to be able to have space for things. My home is about 1,200 square feet. There's not a ton of space, so it's really important that we don't allow our stuff to get out of control. Swedish Death Cleaning made me brave. There's a lot of things I don't think I would have gotten rid of if I had not read this book. It's the kind of book that can truly change lives. Buy it, read it, and then pass it on to your friends, or better yet, your parents. If they don't hit you over the head with a cutting board for trying, that is. I'm just joking. That wouldn't happen. Ah! Hello? Hello? Ah, darn, am I really dead? Ugh. I'm gonna need someone to Swedish Death Clean for me.
I'll do it
Ah!
for you.
Oh, you again. Are they gonna go watch you next?
Heck yeah, click right here and you can watch my video and my experience with Swedish death cleaning. And don't worry, Ariel, we'll have a nice funeral for you at some point.
Okay, well, there better be ice cream cake.